Here are the fall winter fashion trends to look out for in 2022. In this video, we're going to talk about the predicted fashion trends for this upcoming fall winter season. So make sure you watch the video the entire way through so that you don't miss any of these points, because you'll most likely find something you'll like and want to add it to your wardrobe for this season. So everybody who wants to dress better for this fall, this might be the video to give you some inspiration. Disclaimer: this is just trends and this is by no means necessarily something that you have to follow. Or sometimes you just get bored wearing the same thing in your closet every season. So with that being said, we're going to start off with the first topic of the video, which I feel like has to be brands. And I feel like the easiest one to spot out when it comes to trends is got to be Balenciaga. We've seen it on a ton of different celebrities, a ton of your favorite influencers, and of course the likings from like Kanye and Denma really add this gravitational pull to the brand Balenciaga. I feel like they also play a lot off memes and oversized looks and silhouettes to really make it very exaggerated and cause it to draw a lot of people's attention, whether it's good or bad. I feel like another brand that's kind of close in this category is probably Rick Owens, though I feel like it has slowed down just a bit in comparison to like Balenciaga. I feel like Rick Owens has become such a staple and everybody kind of knows about it now that it feels less of a trend and more of just like a household staple, if you will. But I feel like both of these brands fit perfectly in the next topic, which is going to be tailoring. And I feel like exaggerated shoulders has been a huge trend for this fall season. We've seen it in a ton of different brands and a ton of different silhouettes. Obviously, it's going to be more so for your jackets. So whether it's a leather jacket, a statement jacket, a suit jacket, all of these jackets have different tailored shoulders. Now, it can either be boxier, some are more exaggerated than others, but I feel like it's definitely a thing. I also have seen a lot of hourglass tapering when it comes to suits and jackets and overcoats and stuff like that. I feel like this kind of plays in the silhouettes and proportions of a lot of things that are cropped nowadays. I feel like last season we seen a ton of cropping when it came to jackets, shirts, and stuff like that, that now I feel like they're using that same thing but extending it to longer coats. That way you still get that look without it being two separate pieces. And the last bit of tailoring I have has got to be wide pants. Now, I know people still wear skinny stuff, but I feel like it has been a huge trend to have baggier pants. We've seen it in denims, whether it be flat denims or just distressed denims. We've seen it in parachute pants a ton. I don't even know how you've been on TikTok or Instagram and haven't seen a pair of parachute pants, whether it's on men or women. And we've also seen bondage pants, but that seems like more of an influence from Balenciaga and punk rock culture. Moving on, we got prints and colors, and I feel like this is always an easy topic to talk about when it rolls around this fall winter season, because we know about the typical colors that everybody categorizes as fall winter. But we're going to talk about the ones that are important in 2022, and I feel like all black has taken the internet by storm. I feel like every designer has their own take on all black looks. I feel like the average consumer has a very easy time wearing an all black outfit, and I feel like with fashion moving more towards your more cut, sew, and tailoring type of pieces, I think people are staying away from logos and colors as much. But you do have your people who definitely play with a lot of color, and I feel like one of the patterns and prints that has been very popular has got to be animal style prints, and I feel like it's mostly leopard print. I've seen a lot of staple pieces come out of these animal prints, like overcoats, hats, shoes. Really don't see it as much in pants, but it is there, and definitely shirts and tops. I think that category perfectly segues me into materials, and you'll see why. And the first material has got to be leather. So right when I talked about that all black category, I feel like leather is the complementing material for that. I think when it comes to monochromatic outfits and all black looks, a lot of the times you have to play on the different materials in order for your outfit to not look so flat. Leather is definitely one of those statement pieces. You'll definitely see it in pants, you'll see it in coats and jackets, and you'll also see it in shoes or boots. And I think contrasting from leather, you also have all denim. So the same way you would see a lot of people wear all leather outfits, I think you would see them wear all denim outfits as well. In addition to those materials, you also have your shearlings and your furs. Now, this is typically going to be seen in jackets, coats, and or statement pieces when it comes to fur and stuff like that, which perfectly segues me into the next topic, which is going to be tops and shearling jackets is definitely one of those. I've seen different variations of shearling jackets and different colors and dyes as well, which is pretty wild, but I think it adds a new look to the original shearling jacket. Right under that, we got your down jackets or puffer jackets, if you will, and I feel like this is definitely a fall winter staple, more so for the winter season, but I have seen different variations of puffers when it comes to like maybe a scarf or a sleeveless puffer jacket. There's just been so many different variations that you can kind of play with whatever season you would like it to be in. And I think what also typically runs in the tops category has got to be gorpcore. Now, mind you, you can have some like tech wear or technology in your pants, but I think the thought of gorpcore typically runs in the outerwear or jackets that you are wearing. Of course, you have brands like Arc'teryx, Nike, North Face, just to name a few, but I feel like if you're looking for the perfect time to bring those out, now is going to be the time. But moving on from tops, we also have bottoms, and I feel like I briefly talked about the wide leg baggy trend, and I feel like other than that, you also have a few trends which include skirts over pants. Now, we had this kind of brief era where it was accepted for men to wear skirts, and I think now people are just taking it to the next level and kind of layering it in a cool way, which actually looks more masculine in my opinion. If you're one of those people who think that skirts are feminine, I think that this would be a cool take to kind of intro you into wearing a skirt if that's what you're thinking about wearing. I think I've seen a lot of dope outfits being pulled off with these, and I think the combo just doesn't even look like a skirt anymore. It just looks like an extra layer or extension from your top at this point. Now, in addition, I've also seen jumpsuits, and I think that jumpsuits is a cooler graduation from like an overall. I remember like years ago, people were super into overalls and coveralls and stuff like that, and I feel like the jumpsuit is the updated version of that, but they've done it in a cooler way a lot of the times. But moving on from the bottoms, you have to complement that with your footwear, and I feel like some of the most trendy footwear for this season has to be New Balances, and I feel like they just have had some very staple colorways and collaborations that have really catapulted them into being a trend for this season. Now, I think it is not dying off, but is becoming kind of like more of a staple, kind of like how I explained Rick Owens. But you just seen a bunch of different collaborations, like the basement approved colorway, you have your ALD colorways, and you also have your Jadon collaboration. And speaking of, I feel like that's a perfect transition into Asics, as it kind of relates in that same category, but being a completely different shoe intake. But right under Asics, I would also add in the Solomons. Now, this is kind of in addition to your gorpcore or more techie hiker type of look. It's kind of like, I almost want to explain Solomons as like the trainer shoes for hikers, if that makes any sense. Like, they're the tech trainer shoes for hikers. I don't know if I'm the only one that thinks like that, but that is my take on those. But we kind of can't talk about all of those shoe models without talking about the recent rise of Adidas Sambas. Now, I feel like Sambas have exploded, and they have been like the go-to combination right under the parachute pants. So I feel like a lot of people that I've seen wearing those, I also seen them wearing Sambas. It almost became like a starter kit for that look. But I feel like if you're interested in Sambas, you should probably also know about the Adidas Gazelles, which became pretty popular with like the Gucci collab and stuff like that. So I think that they've made some great colorways and very trendy colorways when it comes to that shoe, and it has boosted them to the top. Now, the next item that I have in the footwear category is probably going to be mules, and this is really going to be geared towards the fall season, because you don't really want to wear a pair of mules in the winter, because snow plus open heel is probably not gonna be a good idea, you feel me? But we've definitely seen a ton of different mules. We've definitely seen a ton of different one-piece silhouettes that have just been a huge trend in this upcoming season. And I feel like the one that doesn't really need to be spoken for is gonna be boots. So I'm not gonna cover it, but y'all know boots is in this category. Lastly, we have accessories, and I feel like these are the least important of the rest of the trends, but I have kind of seen some trends when it comes to accessories. One of them is faux fur hats. So I feel like I've seen so many people have their own variations of a furry hat, whether it be some sort of bucket hat or one of those kind of like Russian type hats. I'm not actually sure what the specific name of those hats are, but y'all kind of know what I'm talking about. And if it's not that exact hat, it's those hats with that same type of shape. And then lastly, I think you have novelty bags, and I feel like this has been more so in the women's category, but I have seen some men wearing different type of bags that look like something else. Like, I'll put up pictures so you guys can kind of see examples of what I'm talking about, but definitely have seen that in the accessories category. But that is pretty much it for the fall fashion trends. Let me know down below if I was accurate with any of these, or if you guys have any additions that you think are going to be a trend for this fall winter season. But other than that, make sure you guys smash the like button, subscribe if you are new, follow the boy on Instagram and all that good stuff, and I'll be back to you guys with more, man. Peace.